This is the part 4 of the series where we are discussing the human development related questions. To get the link of all the 3 parts, do check the description box. Let's begin. Question number 1. Zone of proximal development was proposed by, the given options are A. Piaget, B. Vygotsky, C. Ballby, D. Ainsworth. Let's understand all the options given below. Option number A was Jean Piaget, who outlines the stages of cognitive growth that children go through as they develop. Piaget's stages includes sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational stages, which marked by distinct cognitive characteristics. His work focused on the understanding how children's thinking process change as they grow up. Option number B was Lee Vygotsky. He is well known for his work on social cultural theory of cognitive development. He emphasized the role of social interactions, culture, and the zone of proximal development, which is also called ZPD, in learning and cognitive development. The ZPD is the concept that highlights the range of tasks a learner can perform with the guidance from a more knowledgeable person. His work stressed the importance of social interaction and cultural context in shaping the child's development. He also proposed the term called scaffolding, which means the help and support that takes place in the zone of proximal development. As the child begins to learn or master the skill, the support provided by teacher decreases until eventually child learn the task to perform it by its own. Then we have John Ballboy and Mary Ainsworth, where John Ballboy, who is famous for his work on attachment theory, he focused on the emotional bond that infant and young children form with their primary caregivers. He emphasized the importance of these early attachments in shaping the child's emotional and social development, whereas Ainsworth, who expanded the work of John Ballby, and she conducted an experiment called Strange Situation, which examined how infant and young children respond to separation and reunion with their caregivers. Ainsworth's work contributed to our understanding of different attachment styles, such as secured attachment, anxious and ambivalent attachment, or avoidant attachment. So to differentiate between the Ballby work and Ainsworth work, we can say that Ballby gave the theoretical part of the attachment theory, whereas Ainsworth conducted the experimental part of the theory. Coming back to our question, which was asking about zone of proximal development and who proposed it. So after knowing all the options, we can say that the correct answer will be option number B, which is Vygotsky. Question number 2 is about arrange the psychosexual stages in relation to the id, ego, and superego. A. Latent, B. Phallic, C. Anal, D. Genital, E. Oral. The given codes are code small a, capital A, D, B, C, E, code small b, capital B, C, E, D, A, code small c, capital E, C, B, A, D, code small d, capital D, E, B, A, C. Let's understand the psychosexual stages, which was given by Sigmund Freud. The first stage is oral stage, which range from the age of 0 to 1. The primary focus in this stage is on the mouth, as infant experience pleasure through activities such as sucking and biting. The id is prominent during this stage, as it seeks immediate gratification of needs and desires. The second stage is anal stage, which range from 2 to 3 years old. The focus is on the elimination of waste and toilet training. The ego begins to develop during this stage as children learn to balance their id-driven drives with the demands of external worlds. Then we have third stage, which is phallic stage, which range from 3 to 6 year old. In this stage, the primary focus is around the genitals. It involves the development of superego as children internalize social values and norms, particularly those related to gender and sexuality. Then we have fourth stage, which is latency stage, which range from 6 years to puberty, in which the child's sexual desires are suppressed. The ego and superego continues to develop as children interact with their peers and learn more about social norms. And the last stage is genital stage, which is beyond the puberty, which include in which individual or a child reaches the sexual maturity and their focus return to sexual desires and relationship. The ego and superego are fully developed at this stage. Coming back to our question, which was asking us to arrange the stages in the correct order. So we can say that the first one will be oral, then we will have anal, then it will be phallic, then latent, and last one will be genital. So the correct code will be option number C. Correct code will be small c, capital E, C, B, A, D. Question number 3 is about arrange the Kohlberg's model reasoning stages in correct sequence. The sequence is A, an individualism, instrumental purpose and exchange. B, universal ethical principles. C, punishment and obedience oriented. D, social system morality. E, mutual interpersonal expectations and conformity. The given codes are code small a, capital B, A, C, D, E, code small b, capital C, A, E, D, B, code small c, capital D, B, C, A, E, code small d, capital E, D, C, B, E. Let's understand the Kohlberg's moral reasoning theory. Kohlberg's full name is Lawrence Kohlberg. Please remember that. He proposed the 6 stages of moral development grouped into 3 levels, each with 2 stages. So the levels are, level 1 is pre-conventional, level 2 conventional, level 3 post-conventional. Let's understand the stages with a story of a boy named Tom who is getting beaten up in the school ground. So the Tom who is beaten up in a school ground has a friend who is watching him getting beaten up by 2 seniors. And what that boy is thinking, if I'll stop the fight and call the headmaster for help, but then he thinks, what if he get punished? So this is the stage 1 where he's following the obedience and punishment orientation. Then the stage 2 is an individual instrumental purpose and exchange. Again, in the same story, there is a girl who interrupted the fight where the Tom was getting beaten up and trying to protect the Tom from the situation. And in her mind, she's thinking, if same kind of a situation will arise with me, Tom will help me. This is something where she's thinking like there will be an exchange of favors. Okay, then coming back to the stage 3, which is mutual interpersonal expectation and conformity. In this stage, there is a boy who is standing in the crowd, like in the ground, and he's seeing all this like fight is going on and the girl has interrupted the fight, and in his mind he's thinking, I should also try to stop this fight. Poor Tom is getting beaten up. Then what he thinks, other people are also standing. They are also watching the fight. If I'll interrupt, they will think like I'm not a good person. What they'll say. They are also standing. Now I should also stand here and watch the fight. So now understand that what he's thinking, what other people will say about him. This is the baseline of his model reasoning. Okay. Then the stage 4 is social system morality. Now in the same case, now the teacher has came and interrupted the fight and remove or both the groups, like he is standing in between of the both the groups and telling them don't fight, this is wrong, and he's telling that this is wrong, you are breaking the rules of a school. So this is the social system morality of a teacher, like follow the rules, right? Then there is fifth stage, which is social contract and individual rights. Now, this whole situation is happening in a ground, as I said it before. And there is one more girl who is watching from far away from the classroom and seeing every situation, like what is happening. And in her mind was what she's thinking, like yesterday, Tom has beaten up a first grader, a small kid. So this is the tit for tat situation for him. Let him get beaten up. Why they are stopping all this? Let him beaten up. This is what he has done yesterday, and now karma is giving him back. So this is like individual rights, that he has done wrong, and now he's getting what he has done. Simple. Then we come to our last stage, which is universal ethical principle. Now the whole scenario, the teacher took all the group to the principal's office, where principal will explain all the rules of morality in the school campus also and in the real life scenarios also. So this is like all the rules are applicable to everyone. So this is about last stage, which is universal ethical principle. Coming back to our question, remember the story, and now we'll try to solve this question. So the first sequence will be punishment and obedient orientation, as you know. Then the second will be second sequence will be an individual instrumental purpose and exchange. That is option number A. So first will come with C, then A. Then we will have mutual interpersonal expectations and conformity, which is E. Then we'll come to social system morality, and the last one will be universal ethical principle. So the correct code will be C, A, E, D, B, which is code small b is the correct answer. Now coming back to our fourth question, which is assertion and reason type of a question, in which assertion states that reactive aggression is an automotive response. And reason is it is impulsive, uncontrolled, spontaneous, and unreasoned. The given options are option small a, both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation for assertion. Option small b, both assertion and reason are true, and reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Option is small c, assertion is true but reason is false. Option is small d, assertion is false but reason is true. Let's understand both the statements, where assertion is saying that reactive aggression is an automatic response, which is actually true, which is referred to in assertion. Actually, the aggression behavior that is actually impulsive and triggered in response to a precise threat or provocation or maybe frustration. It often occurs without a conscious planning. It is not like we cannot plan that reaction which we are going to give in the situation. And then there's a reason which says that it is impulsive, uncontrolled, spontaneous, and unreasoned. While the reason described some characteristics of reactive aggression, like impulsive, uncontrolled, and spontaneous, it is not entirely accurate to say it as unreasoned. Therefore, this part of the reason is not entirely correct. Coming back to our question. So we know that unreasoned, the word they have used, unreasoned, is not the characteristics of reactive aggression. So the correct answer will be option number small c. Assertion is true, but reason is false. Thank you for watching the video. Do subscribe to our channel. Thank you.